Okay, so please look on here. So this one is a little bit detailed in this text, more detailed than the Tamakidi, page 141. One-pointed yoga meditation without a basis. So one-pointed yoga is basically talking about the Kamboba divided Mahamudra into four subjects. One-pointed yoga, free from elaboration, and one taste, and non-meditations, which is a if talk about according to the sutra, one-pointed yoga is mainly talking about Kamabhidin meditation because this is related to the path of the accumulation and path of the application. As this morning I mentioned, when we're talking about the Kamabhidin meditation, it's not just only talking about the Kamabhidin alone. Kamabhidin supported by the Vipassana. That is so that way, not just talking about the only just Kamabhidin. Make sense? So also one point yoga meditation is mainly emphasizing on the Kamabhidin because of the path of the application and the path of the accumulation, bodhisattva, they are not directly realizing the emptiness. So the reason they mainly emphasize on the path, what called the uh, mm, Kamabhidin meditations. Then through the Kamabhidin meditation, they have a direct realization of the nature of a mind. When they have a direct realization of the nature of a mind, then this Bodhisattva reach to the first bhumi. In the Mahamudra tradition, and that is called the free from elaboration, because now you have directly realization of the emptiness. Once you realize that directly, once you have a realization of emptiness, then even the relative is not same as what we see. Not at the absolute, even relative level, they are seeing and our seeing is different. So that way, they don't have this elaboration of grasping on the existence, yeah, solid existent, that kind of fabrication is no longer exists. Why? Because they see the true nature of a phenomena. Even the relative level, they only see phenomena as an illusion. So those bodhisattvas at the post meditation, how they perceived the phenomena is like we remember the dream after wake up. We know we had a dream, but same time we know it was a dream. It's not real. So that way it's called sometime in the Mahayana tradition it's called uh, mm, mm, uh, 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 Yangtaba, I mean uh, um, what is the opposite of the mistaking, mistaking relative truth? Unmistaken relative truth can say,
Yes.
yeah, can say also unmistaken relative truth. So they see truly relative. Now, what is the relative truth? Is it like illusion? Many cause and condition put together, but not or truly they are not exist. Make sense? So that reason, those bodhisattva, they don't have this kind of like a conceptual thought about grasping on the existence. So that way called the free from elaborations. So second Mahamudra. Then third one is called the one-testness. because once you reach the eighth bhumi, then those bodhisattva, they have a it's called the same test, because why they don't call the same test, because they no longer have this dualistic conceptual of subject and object. Is that heater is on?
Yeah, it is.
If that's on, then close the window. Otherwise, we heater on, window on. That's 2 minutes.
Should we go turn this heater on so we can get some fresh air?
That would be, I don't know.
I'll go turn that on.
I don't know. One is have to be off.
Turn the heater off so fresh
Yeah.
air comes.
No, I mean, why it have to be window is open and to heater is on? I don't understand.
Right, so you want us to turn the heat
No, one is out. So
Just
that
like
doesn't
fresh air
matter,
to breathe.
huh?
Fresh, clean air to breathe, so everyone has a good, clear head to pay attention to you.
They never have clear head.
We do our best. We're working on it.
I'm just kidding.
That's why we need as much as possible so we can get as much of your wisdom.
No, but for me, it does not make sense to have a both on.
Which we wanted everybody.
Yeah.
That's the Japanese instructor.
No, that's called the called the what called smart economy. Huh? Oh, ale. Ale. Oh, depend go nangre. Okay. So that's called the one test, because now those bodhisattva, once reach to the eighth bhumi, they don't have this dualistic conception of a subject and object. No longer exists. So the reason that's called in the Mahamudra is called the one test. In the common language, it's called the unmoving. It Bhumi's name is called the Miyua, is unmoving ground, because they don't have a dual concept moving. Because when we have a dual concept, moving means the shift, good, bad, like, dislike, and this kind of shift, what called the emotion, roller coaster emotion of the like, dislike, this we have this one. But after the eighth bhumi, those bodhisattva, when they have a truly realization of the one testness, and they don't have that more anymore. So that way in the Mahamudra is called the one test. Then and when you reach to the Buddhahood at the end of the 10th bhumi, is called the Nana meditation. Nana meditation is not talking about we're no longer meditating. You may think, oh, they get a vacation. They're no longer meditating. It's to say they don't need to meditate. Like when you're driving to the DC, until you reach to the DC, you have to drive. But once you reach to the DC, you no longer need to drive. You reach there, So same way, once you reach to the Buddhahood, you no longer need to meditate. You achieve that one. You get there. So until we reach to that state, we have to meditate continually. So that way we cannot say, I have done or this and that, but meditation is a continue. So that way, until you have this ultimate nature of Dhammadhatu as a completely habituate, you have to continually meditate. Even those bodhisattva who have a one testness, still Buddha remind them to continue to the path of the accumulation and path of the application. Continually those two accumulations. Path of the accumulation of merit, accumulation wisdom. Buddha remind them continually, make sure they not stay on the cessation. On the state of the cessation. This is Buddha always constantly reminding them to make sure so that is why this is related to this fourth subject of the yoga is I think divided by the Kamboba after Kamboba, because Kamboba actually wrote the Mahamudra teachings as a text. Before the Kamboba, there's no really Mahamudra instructions. Mahamudra is yesterday I mentioned, Mahamudra is experience of Tumu meditations in the Vajrayana traditions, through the Tumu meditation, there's called the four joy. Joy, great joy, supreme joy, and union of the joy. These four joy, when you're analyzing through with the emptiness, then you have such experience. That experience is named as a Mahamudra, because that experience is a directly realization of the suchness, which is no one can change. It's not like a conceptual thought, or it's not just some kind of a dual mind. So I think this reason Kamboba wrote down the text. It says when he wrote, also he divided into Mahamudra on the four yoga. So that way you see many times four yoga Mahamudra. So this is talking about the yoga of the one pointed, yoga of the one free from elaboration, yoga of the one taste, and yoga of the non-meditations. So that is what for yoga mean. So from there, so this one, if you look at page 141, so they divided it. This one said, one-pointed yoga meditation without the basis. This is three parts. Said, complete cutting through of the suddenly appearing thought. So this is a beginner. This one. Sorry, this is a beginner practitioner, because when we're meditating, suddenly conceptual thought will appearance. Suddenly conceptual thought appearance. So at that time, what do you have to do? Because your mind is not really what called stable. Since you don't have that stable mind, what is a healthiest way to do is a cut that thought immediately and then go back to the focal object. In the Tigong, there's called Kunjo Norsam, one of the great scholar. I think he was also disciple of the Mipan Rinpoche and Khenpo Shenga, of those that times great teachers. And he wrote on the Kamabhati on the Mahamudra. He said at the beginning, he meditated Kamabhati as a relaxing mind, relaxing one. He meditated on the relaxing one 5 years. Nothing happened. Then later his teacher told him it doesn't going to work. So then he came back to this first part of the complete cutting through of suddenly appearing thought. So when you have any thought, immediately cut up. Don't look at the nature of that thought. Don't try to rest in the mind. Immediately cut and go back to that state of the mind, state of the meditation. So that way he has said, one-pointed yoga meditation without the basis of the complete cutting through suddenly appearing thought. So say, if while meditating, described above on the arising of the thought, the mind become involved with the object of the thought, clarifying the mind with the mindfulness thinking. I must not have even single thought that will cause me to continue with the thinking. Meditate on the repeatedly cutting through the arising of suddenly appearing thought. So this is a best way to what is a solution. You have to using the remedy immediately. So this is at this time, this kind of a condition, if you don't use the remedy, that is called the false from the five falls. Yeah, it's called the not using remedy when need. Then you have to use the mindfulness and the watchfulness to bring back to the mind, to the state, to the actual meditation. So if you continue this one, then when you extend it above a meditation through a thought will be eventually multiple multiply until the end of the thought will come to on top of another in the unbroken continuing. Identifying this thought is like recognizing the enemy. It is a first stage of the samadha, which is like a river rushing down steep mountain. So this is what it's saying is right now we don't feel like we have that much thought. So because we don't recognize them, our thought. But when we meditate, then slowly, you will see, oh, now it's endless of thought. Your thought is increasing. So when I was in the retreat, certain point, I feel that way. So one day I went to Holiness. I said, I'm not sure retreat is working or not, because it seems like when I'm in retreat, my thought is really increasing. There are so many of them, countless of them coming. So Holiness said, actually, your thought is not increasing. Now you're seeing the thought. Before you never noticing. You have that many thought. So this is in the common body meditation. This is called the first step. First step is like when water is falling down from the step. Like 99.9%, it never stop. But sometimes there's like a small gap of stop. Water, sometimes you hit to the rock or so. There's a small gap of stop maybe comes. Similar like that, time to time you will get to the kind of stop there. So that is the at that time, then you need using whenever you have a thought come, immediately try to remember this. So once you cutting thought, then gradually the thought is reducing. Then said there's 1 point yoga meditation without the basis, not changing the whatever arisings, meditating by allowing thought go wherever they wish, while having your own mind spy on them. Now, once you're recognizing the thought, now it's much easier. Now you can spy on them. But until now, we're not recognizing. So yes, now you can become a like shepherd. Now you can become like shepherd because you know where they. So that way, then you don't need to apply the what called this antidote constantly. So because if you try to apply the antidote, then like a shepherd, running after the sheep, and then they never get to rest to eat. So that way, then they never could go to rest. So now you become like shepherd. Then slowly, when you can apply this one, then your mind is becoming also calmer. So then it's a second 1 point of mind of a meditation. It's become like a river. River is moving continually, but much gentle, much slower, much calmer. So your mind is still moving because thought is continually happen thought. But since since you already have the recognizing these thoughts, now you don't need to do too much on that, because until now we're not recognizing our thought. So that causing us problem. So once you recognize the thought, then you rest, then you start resting. Then this time is called if you try to use antidote, then it's called using antidote without the need, then become a distraction. So better, once you have this recognition, then your mind already start the stage of the meditation, then better to kind of rest a little bit more like a shepherd, and then let watch on that. Spy them without stopping them and falling under their power. So until now, we are falling under the thought power. But now, once you recognize it, you no longer falling under their power. Make sense? Laga, sorry, Laga. If you don't know, which tree is the poison, which tree have no poison, so you will touch anything. So sometimes you get the poison, sometimes you not get the poison, then you don't know where to get. But once you know which is the poison, which is not poison, then you don't need to move them away or you need to run away because you know which one is a dangerous, which is not dangerous. So long as you're recognizing the dangerous one, you're not going to touch on that. Make sense? Then you get a little bit more stable meditation. So that way, you just spy. Spy means that recognize. Spy means that understand that state of the meditation. Then, so this will be a result of the one-pointed samadhi that cannot be disturbed by thought. So then, slowly, thought cannot disturb you. So here, one quote, Tamaloro Gamboba said, if the mind's unalter it, come happy. As water is not disturbed, it become clear. Unaltered, alternate?
Unaltered.
Altered,
mess with it.
yeah. So this is altered mean the kind of like fabrication. So when your mind's kind of relax, so this time, then those meditation called that, last time the instruction comes, when thought comes, you can relax. So this is after recognition of the thought. Make sense? When you recognize the thought as a thought, then easier to spy on them. Oh, huh?
Because they're like you see the.
Yeah. So no, not just on impermanent. Also, then you're not going to follow after them.
Yeah.
Make sense? If any food that is allergic to you, even so on the dinner table, you're not going to eat that one because it's allergic. If you don't have the information of that food have allergy, then you just eat. Then when you get sick, then you said, "Oh, I got sick." Why? Make sense? So I think that way. Okay. So then when we're resting, so that way I thought maybe this is good. Here you look on the bottom paragraph. One-pointed yoga meditation without base, the key point for resting the mind. So key point. In the Tibetan we call the ne, like the most important point. How, so key point of the mind is how to do is resting like a waving Brahmin thread. Burma, they have this kind of like called the thread they're wearing. Lots of Hindu, they're wearing that one. So that thread, when they're making that thread, if you're too tight, you have to spend that, make the wool, have to make thread. If it's too tight, it'll break. If it's too loose, it will also break. So you have to be really, middle, not too tight, not too loose. So when you're resting, your mind need like that, not to be too. So these two, actually, there's two. One is called those two are kind of like a balancing. When first one said, completely cutting the thought of suddenly appearance and not changing whatever race, these two are kind of bringing to the balance. When you're cutting thought, completely cutting immediately, it becomes too tight. And when you resting, it becomes loose. So in the Rizhichata, here they use this way. You look the page 100, said tight meditation. And tight meditation, he said, regarding first, one want to be example of this, Acharya Pema said, Guru Rinpoche, during the completion stage, sharpen your awareness, elaborate your sense, and awaken your consciousness. So this is mean that bring to the sharpness of your mind. So make sure every single thought arising immediately aware of that one. And so this is kind of bring to the really tight of your mind to the meditation. Similarly, in the speech, it said, similar on this speech, it is said, holding the essential point of the body and focusing gaze, expel the still ear.
Yeah,
What is that?
breath, leftover breath.
Okay, thinking that not conceptuality of the three times, whatever can arising, sharpen your awareness, rest, serving all the moment in the state of the clarity and emptiness. So here's a holding essential point of the body. Holding essential point of the body is called the subimpossible Buddha Virjana. This is a there has two reasons in in the Sutra tradition. This subimpossible Buddha Virjana of the meditation is a physically essential point of the body. As in the Sutra, by physically meditation and you bring to the mind physically posture mind bring into the meditations. Then the Lula trip, in the we said. So there are many story that the people who just learn how to sit, they bring to the meditations. And especially, I think from my understanding, especially three are important. Straight your spine, one. I guess, directly to the front, two, and shoulder open. Shoulder open?
Mhm.
Yeah, these three are, I think, most important those are. Why? Because when your spine is straight, it become all the wind element become slow, calm. When wind element become slow and calm, your mind become calmer. Because our wind mind is always a function together. So that reason why I have to sit straight. Then shoulder open is when you shoulder open, it becomes less stress because sometimes meditation bring you to some kind of agitation, or lots of people when they have a kind of depression, can say depression, then sometimes meditation not so healthy, not so good. So if you open your shoulder, and the Pomodoro said it become a less wind disease. In the Tibetan, we call the wind disease. I think Western culture is called stress or kind of like what call this?
Anxiety.
Anxiety, that kind of. So open shoulder, according to the Pomodoro said, open shoulder will help to relax. Then I will have to gaze to the forward because I sense, not only eyes, basically eyes easier. I sense, wind, and conscious, they follow together. So wherever I goes, conceptual thought will rest there. So that way, not seeing the phenomena, less viewing, is it become a less conceptual. So this kind of a state of the essential point of the body, one way is help to the mind bring into the meditations. That is a common way. And uncommon way, in the Vajrayana way, this meditation bring to our wind element to the central channel. So why is a wind element have to bring on the central channel? Is when wind element stay in the central channel, we don't have a conceptual thought. But once wind element running through the outside of the central channel, then it's become a conceptual thought. So through the meditation, this posture like a cross leg and block the downward wind by sitting cross leg, block the downward wind. So when it block, it no longer flow downward. Then what happened is that they what called the force into the central channel. Okay, no longer there's there's no longer have this what called the space to run. Then they force into the central channel, and as this hand a meditation posture in the at the forefinger below, it bring to the it's called the fire wind, which is the digestion area. That wind bring into the central channel by hand posture of meditation. Then shoulder open and
Spine straight.
spine straight. I think the vitality wind, life force wind or vitality wind bring into the central channel, and eye gaze low and this tongue, leave as a nature touching to the upper palate. It bring to the upward wind. Upward wind is talking about the like we speaking those winds. So basically those seven different what called the posture, they help to the all those we call the afflicted wind, which is run out of the central channel. They are bring to the forcefully central channel. Once you get to the central channel, and from there to then it help to the open the central channels knot. When central channels are not open, then you reach to the final knot open. You reach to the Dharmakaya. Make sense? So central channel have like 30 some knots. So through the meditation, then you start releasing knot from the sacred place and from the one below, one knot below, the one from the crown to continually, open the knot, and this two bindu or whatever is called the red and white bindu is meet at the heart. Then from there to open the final one, the crown knot, then reach to the Dharmakaya. So in the according to the Vajrayana, actually this meditation about posture, it really helped to mind bring into the state of the primordial wisdom. So that reason this physically, learning how to sitting on the physical posture called the essential point of the body is important. So that way, here said, holding the essential point of the body and the focusing gaze. Focusing gaze is as I mentioned, you have to focus gaze, tip of the nose. Yeah, maybe for most of Iranian easy and Jewish people.
Tibetans have a hard time with this one.
Most of Asian have no nose.
Be careful now.
Huh?
Be careful.
That's a Dalai Lama joke. The Western people easy to have this. Yeah, nowadays the people are become so sensitive. You cannot say anything now. It's become racist.
Too much stale wind.
I think too much education.
Too much stale wind. Same thing.
So even we cannot make joke. Okay, sorry if that's
Sorry for a fun
Yeah.
joke.
yeah. Then how to say this?
Where are you?
Expel
Conceptuality?
still air.
Yeah.
So wind is going.
No, it's like rotten. It's no longer good.
Oh, yeah, this is it's called speech, what called the essential point of the speech, which is this morning I mentioned how to clean the uh, air. Yeah,
Mhm.
as there's like inhale, exhale, way to exercise that this morning I mentioned. No, on my own. This is a it's a two-way to like one is you
Oh, no,
press
no.
this, you press this ring finger. Ring finger is called this finger is called the afflicted wind. When you press this one and block the afflicted wind by pressing this one, and normally they put your hand put on the knee. Then, according to the Tikkun tradition, then person is a left hand press here, this on the eyeball, yeah, and here, and right hand first block this nostril and inhale from the right nostril to until completely fill your stomach and call the long and strong one. So then exhale from here. Be careful. I have cold.
Breathing.
That way I didn't do it this morning because this one. So this is first one is strong and long. Then the second one is a strong but short. Then third one is a really gentle. Then switch your hand this way, this one. Left, then block the right nostril and inhale from the left nostril. So then third one is to put hand down on the knee and do this. So when you're inhaling, visualizing all the enlightenment, wisdom, compassion, and all qualities as inhaling and deserve to you. Then when you exhaling all your sickness, afflicted emotion, negative karma, everything's exhale and purify. So that's 3 times. Then for third one is from the both nostril, and first a strong and long one. Second one's a strong and short one. When you breathing, push from here. Okay. And when you push from here, completely clean the air. So that is 3 times. Then the last one is gentle way. So that is talking about here. Okay. Then thinking that are non-conceptual of the 3 times whatsoever can arise, sharpen your awareness, rest serving all the moment and the state of the clarity of the emptiness. So what does serving mean?
Cutting.
Yeah. So this one is as a I think same as here Pema Gabos thought immediately cutting. Yeah. So you have to cut this thought immediately. But then if you do too much this one, also this is a distraction, become a too much distraction. Then you how to bring to the balance, say you do the meditation on the relaxation. So the meditation on the relaxation is here said like you know uh, mm, Where's that? Oh, here. Oh, said not changing whatever arising. That's called a relaxing. You know, it's like a shepherd. Not giving too much pay attention on the now just calm, little bit yourself, kind of relaxing, not really, but don't losing your awareness. Don't losing your mindfulness. So exactly like shepherd. Shepherd never, go away from care of the animals. They always keep eye on the animal, but most of the time they rest on their place. They don't run after the animal all the time. So that is, but never can say sidetrack. Can say never sidetrack from your mindfulness. So that is a mindfulness is also like similar like a water running river, it's never be stopped, but they have still thought theirs. Then one point of yoga, meditation without the base of the key point are residing in the mind. So it's a resting like a waving Brahmin thread, one, resting like a shape of hair after its cord is been cut, resting like a baby looking at the temple, resting like an elephant being picked by the thorn. So your mind, no matter what happened, is not really overpowered by this conceptual thought. So first one is need the balance, like a Burmese thread. When you're resting, not too relaxed, not too tight, not too sharp, not too dull. So as a kind of bring to the middle way. So that is it. That is the first one. And the second one is then once core is cut the hip, bunch of hip of the grass like a hay, hip bound. Then they're nothing to concept. Just it's loose, relax. Then third one is like a baby when take to the temple. This is talking about the baby who have no yet what called
Like a newborn.
yeah, baby who have not yet poisoned with our ideology.
Right.
Yeah. So that kind of baby. So they have no conception of good and bad. They see everything, but there's nothing. They have discrimination. I saw there's one YouTube like one black baby and a white baby. They have no discrimination of the races. They really hug each other. They play with them. They are no problem for them. So that kind of baby. They have no really discrimination, good, bad. They see everything, but your mind free from this judgmental, this conceptual. So need rest is like that. So that way it doesn't mean that you just close your eyes. Because sometimes people think that meditation is a closing eyes, blocking everything come to you. Then that is a meditation. That is I don't know, that's what kind of meditation, but I don't think so. That's a really healthy meditation when you just start blocking. But when freeing your mind from that kind of conceptual. So I think this reason Diluba said to the Naropa, you're not bounded in the samsara by the appearance. You're bounded by the conceptual, how you view on the appearance. So how we view, we have attachment when you like some things, when you have hatred when you don't like some things. Based on your interesting, you have emotion, like or dislike. Make sense? So then you want to be attachment of get rid if that is you don't like. You have attachment of wanting it when you like something. So this is not because of the appearance, because of the conceptual, how to perceive. So we have to work with our perceive, not remove the obstacles. If we try to remove all the phenomena, there's no end. When you remove one, another one comes. Like, no matter how powerful you are, when you try to destroy your enemy, one day you will be destroyed by someone. They're never going to be your victory. Nobody is a winner when you try to destroy each other like this way. But one day, when you destroy your own evilness, then you are the winner. You overwin from everyone, including yourself. Make sense? So that way Buddha is called the victory. Buddha's name. Why? Because he overpowered his own emotion. So that way we have to wrestle like that, like baby. And then also like the elephant being picked by the thorn. So elephant have a what called whip, yeah, the thorn kind of, but their skin is so thick, not really matter that much. It's not going to change their, not going to impact that much. Yeah, so that way it's just like a, it seems like we are training the elephant. I don't think so that really can, Sarma. Tone. Yeah. Tone, yeah. Tone, yeah. Tone. For us, it's painful because our skin is really sensitive and really thin. But elephant is really thick, so not really matter that much. Not going to feel that much. So become like that. So basically saying is don't become too sensitive when you're meditating. Resting like a waving, this, okay. This is all, we already talked that, yeah?
Yes, we did this morning.
So then it's come to the, so this is a common binding. Then it come to the, through this tool, then you have some kind of mind, really stillness. Then you finally, you can examine it. Right now, we cannot examine it. Like when the water is really stew, there you have no chance to examine what is in the water. You're not going to see anything in the water because the water is a really kind of what called the training. It's kind of like completely yeah, I mean, not just only, it's kind of like a, yeah, turbulent. So there are no chance to see anything in the water. So right now our mind is like that. So there's no chance to see the nature of a mind. So that reason need the Kamabhati meditation to mind bring to the calmness. Yeah. So then once you reach to the calmness, like if you go to the Niagara Falls, try to see through that water, no chance to see anything. And you go to the Potomac River, try to see through the Potomac River. There's not much to see, but much better than Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
But when you go to the ocean, then you put the goggle, you see everything clearly. On the surface of the ocean, sometimes have a little bit move, but once you get to the, down, yeah, then much calmer. Then you really clear. Then you see everything. Really, I mean, so like that. Mind have to become really calm to see its own nature. Then there is called the Vipassana. So then finally you can practice the Vipassana. Said, language of the common Dharma. This is called the meditation of the two, lack of the inherent existence of the Dharma and lack of the inherent existence of the self. So this language of the common Dharma is talking about the Mahayana, Hinayana, especially Mahayana language. In the Mahayana, it's called the true self. Not
Truth of no self.
What called that? No self of a phenomena and no self of an individual. Make sense?
Mhm.
So like right now we have this both selves. I also said I am, my body. So when said I am, that's called the grasping of the self. And when you said my body is a grasping of the phenomena, because you have a concept of these two are real, truly exist. So in that way you have to analyzing. Where's the I? Where's the self? So one day when you're analyzing, then you're not going to find that one. That's called the selflessness. Then you analyze on the phenomena. Right now, what we see phenomena is I think yesterday I mentioned, we see summer grass from the far. When summer grass you see from the far, you see just one green flat. Yeah, nothing, just one green flat. When you see the tree from the far, you see one piece of tree, one singular. Everyone said, oh, there's one tree. Yeah. When you see the house, it's always, all phenomena are like that. We have this kind of grasping of the existence of the tree, existence of the grass, existence of the human body, existence of all those phenomena, what we have put the label. Now, then you come closer on that and try to find where is that tree? Where is that house? Where is that grass? Make sense? So that is called the analyzing. Okay, so through this two in the common language, it's called the selflessness of a self and the selflessness of a phenomena. When you're not finding the I anywhere, I mean, this is actually, even we don't need a really like a great smart, just think, my body is not me. My mind is not me. Yes, I have a body, I have a mind, but where's I? Make sense? Then, so also phenomena is like that. I have a body. We said I have a body. Now where's the body? Examine it. You're not going to find body anywhere. Head is not body, shoulder is not body, arm is not body, chest is not body, back is not body, leg is not body, skin is not body, bone is not body. Yeah? Flesh is not body, organ is not body. You're not going to find any piece called the body. But we said body part. So through this analyzing, then when you have this tool, what called the sense of understanding, then you have to familiarize with that. Then one day you truly see the no selflessness. Make sense? No self. That is a common language. It's called the selflessness of self and selflessness of phenomena. In the special language, it's talking about the Vajrayana. Profound instruction manual is taught as a two specific area called the presentation of the various appearance as a mind and truly understand the basis of the expressions.
What page?
Page 102. So said regarding in this first understanding that all the dharma, lack of inherent existence, and the explanation regarding the essence of the mind, ordinarily, individually, lack of inherent existence, and conceptually, it will be present as a skill regarding the basis. So, it's called Mm. Mm. What is it, this? Um, Meditation. For the meditation, normally there's a two type of meditation called the analytical meditation and stabilizing meditations. Both need analyzing, but analytical meditation like a Nagarjuna, Asanga, Shadideva, in their teachings, they analyzing on the phenomena, try to see phenomena are not exist by analyzing. When they see that true nature of a non-existent, and that result will apply with the mind, then have a mind, have a realization of this true nature of emptiness. And stabilize meditation like Marba, Milarepa, and all the Kaju master, and also those Larsa Vajrayana system, they analyzing the mind. You analyzing the mind. Once you realize the mind as a empty nature, and all the phenomena naturally you understand the empty nature. Make sense? So because all the phenomena are appearance by the, so that way I said mentally appearance. Regarding the first of these two, looking directly at the stable mind. So once we have a common body meditation, now we get some degree of stabilize the mind, become calm. Now just analyzing on that calmness. Stable mind at the moment of the stability,
Moment of stability.
stability, one should determine if it's the mind itself or the body that is stable. If one has established the definitely that is the mind, then the mind is something real, then it must have a form, shape, color, and so forth. It's a shape, square, triangle, or the round, and so forth. It's the white, red, black, and so forth, color. Where does it abide? Outside of the body, inside, or between? Seeing form through the sense objects as eye, and so forth. So hearing, sound, and so forth. These are the experience of the individual movement of the thought in the mind, or does one experience this in the more general way? Does it abide in the heart, or so forth? So 5 major organs and intestines, or so forth. So 6 container. The upper to lower part of the body is one thing, is providing generally thought throughout the body. In what way does it provide it generally? So this is the tool to how to analyze. Make sense? Tool to how to analyze on based on your own mind. So this one is not like somebody can give you the information. Oh, mine is this and this. Through your own analyzing and through on your own meditation too, you have realization. So then through that examination, understand the base of the expressions, said definitive determination of the conceptual as the mind, definite determination of the appearance of the mind, and cutting the root of the abiding and the movement of the mind, defined the determination that all the appearance are the unborn. So through the analyzing on our meditation, then can have this exercise, but I'm not sure how much helpful if we read down this one. I think better to go to this kind of things step by step with the work with a guru. I think it's better than just my broken English. Try to go through, yeah.
I disagree, but you're the teacher.
Yeah, so that way I have authority to say.
But I would agree with Lonnie. You know, sometimes there's an extra je ne sais quoi when you speak that goes beyond just mere words.
Look, Kampala, we all think we know meditation, we all pontificate about it. It would be really good for you to teach us the right thing rather than our own pontifications. If you ask us, we are all experts.
Please set us straight.
Yeah.
You got vetoed.
Were you referring to a guru should be teaching each person as where they're at in their meditation as instead of broad strokes?
I actually really meditation. I have to. I don't. I think. What is this? There's so many. Really meditation. I think. It's especially in this kind of meditation, each individual have their own experience because our level element is not same. Because of our element is not same, each one get their own experience. Based on their own experience, then the talk is better. So that way, you have to, someone who really have this, someone who master their mind. So that way, I don't know.
Would this
I'm working on there.
would this be a fair summarization? Giving overly broad summary to everyone would just kind of set some people off in the wrong direction. So you need specifics per person.
So first is a specific or not first is a work on the Kamabhidya meditation. And when you have a truly stillness of the mind is no matter what happened, if your mind is really can relax, you don't have this, excitement, what call?
Excitement, exhilaration.
Yeah, exhilaration or the good or bad. And that is kind of like a sign of a calmness. But our mind is really a roller coaster, easy to happy, easy to sad. So that is showing us that we don't have enough what called the stillness of the mind. Make sense? So once they have a stillness of mind, but I mean, every day we can analyze our own mind. Just think about the mind, what is the mind? What is the mind? If that mind exists, then where is that? What color, what shape? Is this outside of the body or inside the body? And this is also not saying mind does not exist. It's not completely fabricated. So that way we have to work on that, try to find that color, So
How does this work with deity yoga and how does it work with deity yoga and the completion stage?
So deity yoga help to stabilize the mind. It is the same as a Kamabhidya. Yeah. Then through the completion stage, then you will find the what called nature of a mind. So I think this way you can say. In the generally for the meditation, they call the mindfulness. Mindfulness is not Kamabhidya, not totally Vipassana. It's a between. It's a kind of combination of the Kamabhidya and the Vipassana, kind of middle, kind of like this Kamabhidya to bring to the Vipassana. Mindfulness. So mindfulness have 4. Mindfulness of a body, mindfulness of a feeling, mindfulness of a thought, phenomena, and mindfulness of a mind. So in the like Mahamudra here, emphasizing on the mindfulness of the mind. So you're examining your own mind. What is the mind? Mind exists or not? If mind exists, what is the color? What is the shape? Why it is abide? If mind not exists, then why I have this thought? Where come from this? You know, if thought is the mind, then past thought is the mind or not? Future thought is mind or not? The present, when you divide the present, you're not going to find the present. It's just continuing. So that way, in the Buddhism, from the beginning to we use as a mind as a call at the continuing mind stream. Mind stream.
Mhm.
So mind stream is not talking about the one kind of like existent mind, just something continuing like river. You know, like this Potomac River. How long have been here since it's called the Potomac River? Yeah. So like at least 200 years ago. Name never changed. The river name never changed. But the rest of things change. Why name never changed? Because the continue never changed that. Make sense? That this continuing not become a Mississippi River, but Colorado River, any other river not become Chesapeake River. It's always be stay on that. Even it's changing. The constant is changing. Sometimes water is big, sometimes small, sometimes clean, sometimes dirty. But the just continue is there. That way is not change. So that is in the Buddhism. We don't believe in the Atma or existent or something solidly, but we believe in this continuing one. You know, that is one. So that way you're not going to find past as is gone. No one can see the past. You know, mind had to divide into three: past, present, future. Past is gone. Future is not yet there, not exist. So both are not exist. Now we have to work with the present. So where's the present mind? Is it there or not? Yeah, you cannot say no, because there's a continuing one. There's something. Nobody can say no, but at the same time you can say yes exists, because yes exists for the relative level. You have to have proof of showing the color, form, something. Yeah, that reason even scientists couldn't research on the mind, because for them need the physical body to research on something. So they have to label. So they said a brain is mind. But now if some scientists say it's a brain is not a mind, there's beside the brain something else. Because one scientist, he said he spent more than a year with a baby in the baby hospital. He said every single baby, they're born with their own character. So that does not come from the brain. That's not polluted yet. Make sense? They're not gone in the school to learn something like that. So that way, there's something. But scientists couldn't research on that, because there's no physically can research, cannot see through the machine. So Buddha researched on that. And Buddha had a final verdict on that. Yeah? The final result. But that is really difficult to share, that final result. As this morning I said, when I taste the food, I can tell you some part, but I cannot tell you exactly how it is, how tasty it is. So realization of the mind is similar like that. So one of the Indian what called master called the Midiba, one of the Marba's main teacher on the Mahamudra. He said, without the ornament of the Guru's oral instruction, middle way is halfway. The middle way on the text describe about the emptiness. But the text describe as a conceptual. Make sense? Through the conceptual, you cannot describe the actual ultimate nature. Even the Shantideva himself said, ultimate nature is beyond the intellect of the mind, because the intellect mind is the conceptual. Make sense? So this is who can see this directly as only yourself through your own experience, through your own meditation. Then when you have a experience and through the Guru's oral instruction, the combination of that, and you can have a realization of this true nature. Make sense? So that way, I don't know who can show you the true nature. I heard one time there's a Gajah Rinpoche show the nature of a mind. There's one have instruction called the pointing of the nature of a mind. And I heard that pretty much everybody raise up their hand when Rinpoche asked who saw the nature of mind. They're not lying. When you receive those kind of instruction, you have some degree of a sense. You feel something, but you couldn't say. When you study all those middle way path, Mahamudra or any of those texts, when you read, you get some degree of a sense, oh, maybe this way. That is the glimpse of the nature of mind. So when you that glimpse, not forgetting, continually work on that, then one day you will taste. Actually taste. So that way we said this ultimate nature realization is like the mute people who cannot talk. Mute one taste the sugar. When mute one tastes the sugar, he or she knew what tasting, but cannot explain. Make sense? So I think we have to go through the, have to work hard. Yeah.
While we are on this completion stage without sign, completion stage with signs. Of course, with Shaka Sambhara, it's Tummo. What is the distinguishing mark of with the signs? Most of the yidams we practice, Chenrezig, Amitabha, Tara. It's very, simple. The solution state, meditate in that state. But then there's these, a little bit more complicated ones with Tummo and Dream Yoga, so on and so forth. Can you explain that a little bit? What's happening there?
Just generally, I think completion with sign. When you recite the deity's mantra, that's a part of the completion with sign. When you focusing on the seed syllable, that is the completion with sign.
Like after post-meditation?
No, after the generation stage. After the generation stage, when you're tired of the generation stage, is basically focus on the appearing of the deities. So once you move on forward to the completion stage, then you have to recite the mantra. So recite the mantra is your mind is gone inward. Your focus is more like inner core of the mind, which is the form of a seed syllable. So completion stage, when you recite the mantra, most important is you have to focus on the seed syllable. Like Chinese have a tree, widen, but that is a really fine one. Material on the white, really fine white one. So your mind is become a really subtle there. And if you don't remember the clearly deity's form, it's okay, long as you vividly remember the deity's form. You don't have to be clear if you cannot. Because most of your focus is have to be on the seed syllable. If you cannot remember the mantra garland, you couldn't see clearly, even that is okay, but you must focus on the seed syllable. That is completion with sign. And that when you visualize the seed syllable as a form, straight, and really fine, like they say is when hair split 100 times, and draw by that one. So this is pretty much almost like invisible. But there's some kind of that one, but really sharp, bright, clear. You have to visualize even that one is really fine. So that is a part of the completion without completion stage with sign. Then when you're tired of that one, then dissolution of from the bottom. Then reach to the nada. Nada become invisible. That is your own natural mind. That is completion stage without sign. So this one is every deity have this. Genesis, Tara, even you do the small one, so have those. If you don't want to be complicated one like Chakrasambha or Kala Chakra, that kind of tantra. So still small one, because truth is a Tibetan Buddhism in the Vajrayana. All the deity, doesn't matter, is it belong to the action tantra, perform tantra, yoga tantra, anuyoga tantra, they practice as an anuyoga tantra. Every single deity, except that we have a ritual for the medicine Buddha. Medicine Buddha ritual in that is called the Sudra tradition. So that way you visualize in front of you. I think Shakyamuni, Holiness Road Shakyamuni, sadhana is also meditated on the front of you. Those are more like a action tantra. Actually, not just Sudra tradition. Because the action tantra relationship between you and deity is like king and subject. They are not really, you not become deity or anything. Does not exist in the ancient tantra. So that way, most of Tibetan, doesn't matter you do the extensive one or you do the short one, basically the practice as an Anuyoga Tantra. If you look the relationship, because when you look the relationship, action tantra is like a deity and yourself as a king and a subject. And performance tantra, deity and yourself, still there's a separation, but it's like a brother and sister. Some kind of that closeness, like a civilian. Relationship is like civilians. Then yoga tantra is called the wisdom being and samaya beings, separation. Anuyoga tantra, there's no wisdom or samaya. It's from the beginning to inseparable. Make sense? So this is how relationship between those four yogas. So if you look at all that we do practice, we always do the inseparable of the wisdom and samaya. You yourself become like we do the Tara, you become a Tara. We do the Cherasi, you become a Cherasi. All those small sadhana. So I think Tutu Rinpoche or Mipham Rinpoche, one of they said Tibetan Buddhism, Vajrayana, is a majority of a practice as a Anuyoga Tantra. Make sense? Yeah. So that way, it's there's a more detail or less short, concise one. Yeah, but this practice is a kind of similar way. So when you focus on the deity's body, it's called the generation stage. Mostly it's become a part of the Kamabhati meditation. Then more more innerward. Meditating on the seed syllable is like analyzing your mind. Yeah. Then once one is completely dissolved, then it's called the signless meditation. Completion stage without sign. Yeah. So that is how go to from the gross to subtle. So I think pretty much all the Vajrayana practices it that way, from the start with the gross and become a subtle. This is like yesterday you asked me to those 4 joys. Also, this is actually I think it's order is from the gross to become a subtle. Okay. Now look at the page 117. Ordinary mind. This is a really famous language of the Kagyupa tradition. Always used as ordinary mind. If you read the bottom of the green Thara practice, it is said, rest in the ordinary mind. So what is the ordinary mind here, saints? It's very important to recognize the meaning of the ordinary awareness. Lobet Toktowa, one of the Indian Mahasiddha, says the meaning of that is a time one is practicing Mahamudra. So when the mind itself is a fatigue, that is the gas. The pure is no need. You remove this one. I think gas. Relax into non-fabrication. This is settling naturally into the freshness. Is the Mahamudra beyond the intellect? This is the teaching has been spoken. So what is this saying is when mind itself is a fatigue, it is the gas. Gas is talking about the dualist conceptual, subject and object. Our mind always have this conceptual of a subject and object conceptual constantly come. That is the gas. So we have a fatigue or tiredness from that conceptual. So you want to rest. We're all tired of all those, headache. Yeah, so many ways people call the stress or headache or whatever. So that fatigue is everybody have this one. Like anytime, as yesterday I mentioned, anytime when we have a negative emotion, nobody be happy, nobody be pleased. So that feeling is always there when gas come. Gas was that talking about the conceptual thought of the what called the subject and object. When that come, then what you need to relax into the non-fabrications. Non-fabrication is like freeing from this all kind of a fabrication of the good, bad, and that come from the dualistic. Then this is settling naturally into the freshness. So here is called the Soma Nyumba Rambo. This translation only use one word, but that was my fault. Soma means the freshness, which is talking about the original mind. Okay, Soma means the freshness of the original mind. And the Nyuma is called the real one, inner nature. And called the Rambo mean the its own way, or said itself, self-settled. So just rest on that, freshness, inner nature, and settle its own way to rest. So that is then that is the Mahamudra beyond intellects. So beyond intellect means the intellect mind cannot describe this one. external mind cannot describe this one. Only this is a experience through the internal mind. This is the teaching as a spoken. So, manner of the relaxing into the non-fabrication by the guess is the fatigue of the mind itself with the fabrication of the perceiver and perceived. There are three aspects of the settling nature into the freshness. Past is a fresh and the future as not arising, and the meaning it is understood that the present thought is a new. That is the freshness. So that way, past is gone, future is not there, and only the present is the fresh one. So sit on that present mind. That present mind is the nature mind. That is the direct, So the designation of the name fresh, moreover, is a because it's a thought itself as a first of a primordial thought. So why is called the primordial thought? Primordial thought is not because of the first thought. It's not talking about the like timely first thought. It's they use as a primordial thought mean the unfabricated, not conceptualized. So that way it's called the primordial. And also never going to change something, never going to change, that we call the primordial thought. If one's wish to be know whether there is a mind, it should be not knowledge. Mind of the future rest naturally and settle because essence of the three time themselves individual, indivisible. Because there is no object thought regarding that manner, and that is the Mahamudra beyond the intellect. So beyond the intellect means that beyond the understanding of the conceptual mind. So similarly, this is where explained in the taking point of the vow of a four tenet. The protector Midriya says, this is talking about the Midriya. So having awareness as an intellect that there is nothing other than that which is the mind. Then realizing that mind itself is also not things. The wise person is the awareness of the non-duality, abide in the Dhamma-dhatu, which is the possess of that negation. This is a way of a doctrine, it said. So this one is a Midriya's conclusion of you're not going to find any phenomena beyond the mind, beyond the mental perception. You're not going to find any phenomena that out of the perception existed by what called the independently. You're not going to find anything. Make sense? So if that is find independently beyond the mind, then everyone have to see same way. Because even we have a karmically similar karma to see certain object, but our own experience is different. If you show the one object to 10 people, each one describe different way. So because they see in different way, how I see is not necessarily you will see. So that is a point of not going to exist beyond the mind. Beside the mind, phenomena not exist independently. Now, if there is no phenomena, where's the mind? So this is like, for example, eyesight. We have an eye organ. We said our eye organ see the object. Because we see the object, we said this eye organ seeing. But if there's no object, what is the eye? Where's the eye organ? So how you examine this one is go out. in the dark pitch. Because it's totally dark, you see nothing. They're no different, you have eye or not. It's exactly same as you don't have eye. So that way, if there's no object, there's no eye that can see. So that way, there's no object, there's no mind to perceive it. Since there's no phenomena that exists independently, there's no also mind is not also exists. So it said Lotandemba, it means the intelligent one. We like stupidity, we still believe this dualistic because of our ignorance. But intelligent one, wise one, they realizing there's not those two concepts are not exist. Perceive and perceiver. So then what they do is that they rest in the state of the nature. So that is how I think similar all the Vajrayana, they go this way of a concept to see the true nature of mind. And here's a footnote. Maybe we should read this one a little bit.
Proponents of
Proponent of the Vibhashika, particularly school, in the Buddhism, we have 4 schools, Vibhashika schools. Proponent of the Siddhantavadan, the tennis school, hold the view that clinging to object is mistaken, clinging to that which is the collection of the irreducible
particles,
particle and
instantaneous.
instantaneous movement of the time. So with this mean that all the phenomena are collection of the particle, but they cannot go further than that. So this is called in the Hinayana tradition is called the partless particle. Say there's a partless particle, it have no part, but it's a particle. So that way phenomena are not exist. Their way of saying is the phenomena not exist. And the mind is all the momentary. So it's past is gone, future is not yet there, present is moving. So there's no really existence. So this way they see as a phenomena as a non-existence. Based on truly existent, okay. Particular is also of the times. That is their view. So what did Sautantrika school hold the view of the true, perceiver and perceive are the best on the truly existing appearance in the mind. So Sautantrika tradition, all those both dualistic of the perceiver and perceive are minds, but those two dualistic still there. So that way their view is more subtle than what called this Vibhashika, but still is gross compared to the Chittamadra. Make sense? So this is important. Then Chittamadra said mind only. So awareness is free from duality of the perceive and perceiver and perceives. So mind have no two dualities. Only mind itself is the perceiver and perceivers. Subject and object. You see, both are mind. And there's Sautantrika, they said subject and object exists, but it exists within the mind. Mind created. But Chittamadra said there's no subject, only object. No, so no object, only subject. So this English making me crazy. The middle way schools hold the view that all the Dharma are free of elaboration. So this is how Buddhism is why Buddha taught 4 schools. So gradually bring to the subtle mind, to then one day bring to the completely free from elaboration. First, Buddha said all the phenomena are like a harmless particle. View is, it's like that is really subtle, but still not completely. So Nagarjuna argue with the partless particle. Nagarjuna's argument is if your partless particle have a part or not. If your partless particle have no part, no matter how many partless particles come together, never become a form. If your partless particle have a part, it's not partless particle. His argument is like that. So then Sautantrika is a little bit subtle. He said, yes, there's a subject and object, but this is mental perception. But there's a dualistic of subject and object. Then Ichida Madra said, actually subject are not exist. I mean, object are not exist, only subjects. That we call the mind-only school. And mind itself is called the self-awareness. Rarirase. Like it see its own. Then middle way said, even that one does not exist. Make sense? So free from elaboration.
And Kempo, physicists, modern physicists today are still having the same arguments that we're talking.
Partless particle? Yeah. I mean, we Buddhism, our knowledge is so poor. Otherwise, Buddha's knowledge is amazing. Buddha taught everything that no matter how advanced scientists come, never reach to the Buddha's knowledge. Really, there's no way. But it's our problem. We are so poor understanding, so that way we couldn't explain to them detailedly. But still, no matter how scientists they what called discover, it never surprised you because somehow you already heard through the Buddhist teachings. That there's one experiment in the Switzerland become a really big news. Yeah, this yeah. But I don't think so. If you understand the truly Buddhist philosophy, I don't think so. It will give you that any kind of special wowness. Yeah. So basically, Buddha had no this machine or anything, but he discover everything. There's no so far in the human there's no compatible knowledge as a Buddha taught. Really, most of religion is most only focusing on the mundane things, but Buddha gone to beyond that. So that is in the Buddhism how to view the phenomena from the gradually from the Vibhashika to the Sautantrika, Chittamantra, and the Madhyamika. So this here, if you look at page 100 to 22, Lord Pamotuba said, if one examine it and investigate, they are not really shape, color, and object, When the intellect touch, this is a poison. That being and case rest oneself in the non-fabrications. And Jidisunga said, non-fabrication of the ordinary minds, one's own awareness. This is called the Mahamudra. Rest naturally settled in the present moment. They train the mindfulness of this alone. So just live as present. We, busy with the past and future. We never rest in the present. The present is the true nature.
Is like focusing at the home, at the heart.
Yeah,
Is
that
that
is
what it
similar, like the
is?
mind stay on that present. Yeah. But that's called the soma, freshness. It's the present one. So I think that this is what is called the Buddha nature. The nature is the present one, the fresh one. And all other past, future, there's also fatigue. Fatigue or not fatigue?
Fleeting?
No. Not fatigue.
Fanatic?
Something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. Fabrication. So then Yangonba, one of the great disciple of the Drupal master of the Drupal, he said, in brief, the ordinary mind that is not made or created, that's a pure awareness. The one that know the mind that recognizing itself is called the generated mind of Mahamudra. So Drupal Pema said, ordinary mind, what does ordinary mind mean? The unfabricated one. Kind of like a yeah. So he said ordinary mind mean the unfabricated by intellect mind. So right now we're talking about the Mahamudra, all those, most of them are fabricated with the intellect mind. But through this fabricated by the intellect mind, one day we have good chance to realizing the unfabricated mind. Logic, tongbe, logic, tongbe, there's one quote saying it's a mind-made emptiness one day reach to the actual emptiness. Logic tongbe, logic tongbe, lomen. That's there. I don't now.
You fabricate emptiness and eventually your mind recognizes emptiness.
Yeah, something like that. There's one quote. So here, the generating the manner of the training in the meditation, specific training for the new practitioners, meddling practitioner, those who have meditated little and generate a great meditator or the trained one. So there's 4 different. So first, generally manner on the page 123, training the meditation is not enough to mainly give rise to meditation. So just lots of people saying, oh, I just want to meditate. No tool, no circumstance, nothing, just want to say, oh, I want to meditate. Lots of people, I think these days, especially in the West, there are a lot of this kind of I think see. So that's here saying it's not enough to merely give rise a meditation, but it's necessary to train well regarding that. So you have to train well to become a meditator. Meditation is not come naturally. What naturally come is a fabrication, because we are really trained well with that many years. The fabrication is we don't need to put effort. So that way. So what is that? How to train? As I said, renunciation is the food of the master, food or master of meditations. So if you don't have a renunciation, you will never go toward to the enlightenment. If you don't go toward to the enlightenment, and there's no, master or ruler of the meditation, so you're not going to continually. So you need first step is a renunciation. Renunciation is earlier I mentioned, you have to learn how to detach. Make sense? You don't have to be just go run somewhere. Just have to be detached of the mundane way. So that is renunciations. Think of the suffering of the samsara. How to generate the renunciation. So you say, think of the suffering of the samsara. This life is impermanent. One should not forget this is a absorption on the superficial things. Generate the mind that wish to be accomplishing the something in this life, abandoning the mind of enlightenment with this life.
I think that word is entanglement.
Entanglement, yes. I think it's talking about the kind of like a problem, yeah. So they're not enlightenment. That's kind of headache.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this all, when you all think this way, then you get the renunciation. So that way you must meditate on the faults of samsara. Yeah. So otherwise you will never get to the renunciation. Then that is the first step. Then second step is called devotion, is the heart of the meditation. This is enhancement. Also enhancement. It means that when you have a struggle in the meditation, you need the guru devotion. When you guru supplication, so continually, and it will help. Like one day, Milarepa was really struggling his meditation. So he was really thinking about the Marba, and he was crying and supplicating to the Marba, and the Marba come friend of him on the lion, and the Marba said, "Son, what happened to you?" So Milarepa asked him to his problem, and Marba solved his problem by instruction, how to solve the problem. So this is if your guru is not present, you can supplicate it. Somehow you will get the answer. Not necessarily one individual person come to give you an answer, but lots of time you will get the answer. I had this experience of many times. Actually, I have some question or some problem or whatever, and I'll go to see holiness. When I come to the holiness, my problems are gone, and my question is gone, actually. I get the answer without any kind of word conversation from the holiness. Lots of time it happened. This is when you have a strong devotion and you really believe on some things, and without asking, definitely you will get the experience of the result of your answer. So that way, enhancement as a guru supplication. So anytime you have a problem with a meditation, Kamabhati, Vipassana, best, that is mean that when you're having problem, it means that your guru supplication is not complete. You must supplicate to the guru. So that way in the Kagyu tradition, they call the Kagyuba is like a guru supplication is like a dog barking. Dog when barking, they never stop, day and night they bark. Wow, wow, wow. So we should go supplicate like that continually. So they lama mugu kisusuina. So they kisusuina chihare. So I think that one. So devotions, this enhancement, prayer from the heart with the hope and confident. So this is you have to be confident of the devotion, not dividing from the thought. The Lama and the Kagyupa are the Buddha in person. So Lama and Kagyupa It's a talk about Lama means your own guru. Kajuman, the lineage guru, from the guru to until Vajradhara. They are the truly Buddha in form of a person. You need that devotion. You know, one time one person came to visit Adisha, and he requests Adisha, Guru, please bless me. Adisha requests him, old man, please give me some devotions. So when he requests Adisha to give him some blessing, Adisha begged to request him to please give me some devotions. So when you give the devotion, you will receive the blessings. Make sense? So we need the Guru devotions, that one. That is two. Then third one is a mindfulness, main guard of the meditations. So mindfulness is a guard or main practice. These two are separate. Jaram Mushi. It means the mindfulness could be guard, or mindfulness also be main practice of the meditation. If you look, there's called the 37 factor of the enlightenment. There's that 37 factor of the enlightenment is divided into the path of the accumulation, path of application, path of the seeing, path of the meditation, path of the non-meditations. They divide it into this. So every session, there's a mindfulness. The path of the application is called the four mindfulness. Path of the accumulation is called the four mindfulness. Path of the application is called the Wombunga, 5 sense. There's called the mindfulness, and Tobnga, 5 power. Also, there's a mindfulness. And the path of the seeing is called the 7th branch of the enlightenment. In there, also mindfulness. And path of the meditation is called the 8th noble path. In the 8th noble path, one is called mindfulness, noble path of mindfulness. So if you look, every part of the Buddhism, the practice of the, stage, every part need the mindfulness. So that way, mindfulness the pathway of Buddhahood. So Lord Jiddu Sungwe said, all the, God called that, can say highway, or also main way, like a Shulam. Dusum Jewe Shulam, the two Gunche Mebe Tabayis. Yeah, all the 3 times Buddha say main path is the unceasingly mindfulness. So this mindfulness is continually, that way I said God or main path.
So mindfulness of virtue, non-virtue, when the body's coming and seeing, or responding to stimulus.
So it's a different subject, mindfulness, but it's just a mindfulness mean that just make sure that you're not forgetting what you need. Like you're supposed to be meditate, then you sidetrack. You think it's something else. Oh, what I'm going to cook.
Right.
Oh yeah, I have to go to work. Where's my key? Am I prepared? Even meditation, that's called the forgetting. Anything else come in your mind, all these are the forgetting because of the lack of a mindfulness. So mindfulness means that whatever you're focusing, you remember that. When you meditate on loving kindness, you remember that loving kindness without the distraction. So whatever subject you are focusing, remember that one. That is mindfulness. So one must mindfulness time not only the meditation sessions. One must remain the mindfulness all the time, everywhere, without the losing that mindfulness of the one's inner nature. So this is not just only meditation times. You have to remember that all time. So what is the activity of meditation? It's a compassion. So through the meditation, the more you meditate, your compassion will increase. You know, when you're ordinary, you have a compassion toward to the sentient beings. Then when you're experienced a little bit more higher, then you have a compassion of the phenomena. Then when you have a direct realization of the suchness, then you have a non-objectified compassion. So your compassion also, what called the
Rose.
grows through the meditation. So then that is the what called the activity of the meditation is a compassion. Loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta for the all sentient being under the protection of the dedication and aspiration prayer. Without the self-perfection of the meditation, teaching other cause as an obstacle or the mara of the appearance as an increase. Okay, we stop here. Sorry, I didn't know this word.
We covered a lot of that.
No, I mean that now I realize I'm creating my own mara. So, without the self perfection of the meditation, teaching on the other is the obstacles.
Oh.
Sorry, Kembo. So this is the complete what called the kind of like a for the meditation. You need those renunciation, devotion, mindfulness, and compassion. Those are part of the complete. You know, all phenomena. You're not going to find any phenomena without the complete of cause and condition. That is the rule of nature. You're not going to find any phenomena without a cause and condition. That reason I mentioned many times. We do lots of puja, never get answer. You know how many people doing the Jambala puja? Their state of the economy is still same. Because we perform it before the accomplishing. Make sense? So we don't have a complete cause and condition of perform that ritual. It's just like going for shopping without the bank balance. What happened is your credit karma is really high. Make sense? Then long period of time you have to work hard and pay all those credit karma. So sometimes when we do lots of ritual, actually that similarly condition may come to us. Because we perform in those rituals. And when we do those ones, they have cause and condition. So without any kind of our own accomplishment, we perform those rituals. It's just sometimes there will be danger of a shortage come to you. So later, sometime they get lots of disease, sickness, and many obstacles comes in their life. So this is like critical karma is coming back. Because you spend so much money without having your own, without owning. Yeah, earning. Yeah, without earning. So it doesn't work that way. So you have to have anything, have to have a complete cause and condition. That is a rule of reality. It's not just Buddhism. Just look the farmer. They are really good with that. They know what kind of cause condition need for the farming. You know, otherwise, you know, we are like stupid enough to throw the seed on the parking lot, you know, hoping to the grow next time the rice there. And not going to grow there anything. Because you're not finding that a suitable soil. Make sense? And need suitable weather, suitable moisture. All those have to come together. So farmer know all those things. So actually, Nagarjuna is a really smart. He said he not arguing anything with the ordinary people. Because whatever ordinary people believe, he believe. Because they believe the law of causality. They're not gains with the reality. You know, like a farmer, any kind of job. They know what kind of a cause, what kind of condition, what kind of a tool need. He said only he doesn't agree with it's a dogman. They believe something that does not really exist. Something not real, but they believe some kind of those kind of view. His only gains with this dogman view. Fabricated mind. Make sense? So that way Nagarjuna never argue with the ordinary people. He said, I'm really close with the ordinary people. And Buddha himself said, if you know how to plane the rice, you know the phenomena. There's called the, what called the Salujabedo. What is it in the Sanskrit? It's a sutra about the rice.
Oh, the stock,
Yeah,
the stock of
yeah.
rice.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Interdependence.
Huh?
Interdependence. We can't have that.
There's one name. In that sutra said, if you know how to plane the rice, you know the phenomena.
Is it the Rice Seedling Sutra?
No.
No, it's just.
Oh.
Sarutastra.
Huh?
Salistamba.
Yes, yes.
Salistamba Sutra.
Sarutastra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Saruta Sutra. I think Saruta is talking about the green stalk. After the rice, you know, come the green, what called?
The shoot?
What you green shoot, yeah. So when Buddha was walking toward to the summer field and he saw the green shoot, and based on that green shoot, and he was explaining. Because a farmer know all exactly cause and condition what need to plant the rice.
So when you say ritual and the causes aren't there, the causes need to be like loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, no?
No, not just.
What kinds of things need?
Loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta is good if you have a truly. You know, that's having as a tough question. Is really difficult to say. We have truly loving kindness, compassion.
Right.
But here, as in the Vajrayana, we divide it into two practice called the performing, what called the approaching and performing. You know, so like if you look at Digung, red Tara, the approaching is the green Tara mantra. The performing is a red Tara mantra. So performing means that you put it in action. For the action, you need prepare. You need something to put on the action. Make sense? So like military, before put on the action, they go to training. Yeah. So you before go to shopping, you go to work. You earn the money, then go to shopping. So first you have to approach through the practice. So once you get the approach means the recitation mantra, and the recitation mantra are not alone, generation stage. When generation stage is talking about the first is that you have to accumulate the merit, accumulate the wisdom. You know, then you have to meditate on the generation state, then completion state. So those all, as when you're done completely, then you have a certain degree of realization. Then from there to you can perform. And also perform, you cannot perform everything what you want. Certain work, certain doesn't work.
So you're talking about performing, like doing.
Yeah, do actually action.
Doing,
Yeah,
doing action. We have to practice.
yeah,
these
yeah,
things,
yeah,
But don't go out and do performance until.
yeah, without
So,
having your own action.
First I was hearing, oh, we shouldn't do the. The practice. because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not-
Of course, I mean, you have to do the performing for the ritual for the other people benefit. But first you have to get some degree of your own
Yeah.
stable, stability.